Ghost hunting on your phone? What?
Hell no.
Well, maybe you can. Stay tuned. Welcome to our podcast where we take deep dives.
Looking at various topics through a paranormal lens.
Okay, so we've all seen, used, seen other people use ghost hunting apps on your phone. People come, we've led public ghost hunts. A lot of people use them as
A
well, like
lot of
on
people use
YouTube.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
A
a lot
lot,
of
a
people
lot.
starting out.
Yeah. They're
Very,
easy to access. Most of the time they're free.
and it's seeming to be, depending on the one you download, a lot of them are like the word generation, where they have a database of words that they spit words out. So it appears like you're in constant communication with spirits. So why would these apps not be popular? They're popular, but are they legit? Should you, as a credible investigator, use and rely on paranormal apps during investigations? I think we're going to touch on all these questions and a whole lot more in this episode.
My GhostTube app just said holy water over here.
Water?
Oh yeah, we didn't even say all of us have a different ghost hunting app running while recording this episode.
And
I
they're
have
all the ones that
GhostTube.
spit out words, just to be clear.
Yeah. I have GhostTube, which is one of the more popular, more well-known ones. I've actually used it. I pull it out once or twice during our investigations just for funsies. Um, but it is essentially it does a couple different things. It can track like electromagnetivity supposedly, and it's a ghost dictionary. Now it just said prayer. Cool. So
Bree, holy water, prayer.
Wow.
Now, in the last episode, you confessed to us that you
it just
don't.
said by no means satisfying.
Yeah, you said. I
These
think
are
this is a quote.
hilarious so
You
far.
said you don't necessarily think that ghost hunting is a sin. And when I was editing it, and I realized we didn't clarify. What do you mean not necessarily? Do you think you're a sinner? Because this ghost might be calling you out.
I'm gonna uh, not. It just said not exactly.
Not exactly.
Oh, run now.
This is actually
Okay.
hilarious.
This is
Um,
this is what I was talking about. This is an illusion at worst of an intelligent communication with a spirit. At worst, it's a good illusion.
yeah.
At best,
Um,
this could be
I
real
do
communication.
not live in a haunted house. So I am apt to believe that this is not actually.
My app just said agree.
Mine
I
just said trapped. She told me.
oh um we're not gonna do this all episode though. Just
Oh,
reading the
No,
app
no.
responses. But
Yeah.
I have an app called Ghost Hunting Tools, and I know when I opened my app up, and Bree, you got something funny you want to
Mhm.
share, but mine says when you open it up, "Welcome, Hunter. This app turns your device into a sensor to detect the supernatural."
mine just said stopped. The first one I got.
It says
Stopped.
stopped. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
continue because there's one more
Sorry.
sentence here.
Mhm.
The ghost wanted me to stop. I don't
Yeah.
stop. I don't listen to ghosts. But no, I do. I do. I respect ghosts. But it says once the energy that the app detects is strong enough, we will reveal words to you, messages from beyond. So that's a lot of hogwash.
Mhm.
Um, doesn't mean anything. What I'm gonna say shortly about GhostTube, though, which Brianna is using, might surprise all of you. But first, unlike the hogwash I got on my silly little app, what did yours say, Brie? Because it was some
Um,
really
so mine
heavy.
actually, like when you first open it, when you first download it, has a warning, and it says, "Warning. GhostTube selects words and phrases when specific signatures are detected by the environmental sensors in your device. These words or phrases generated do not necessarily reflect the official position, views, or opinions of the developer or its affiliates. Words or phrases generated are not intended as instructions or requests. Never commit any illegal activities or any acts that endanger yourself or others, or make any important legal, financial, or medical decisions based on words generated." Then you actually have to click and agree and acknowledge it as the disclaimer.
So when I saw you send this, my first thought was like, who's the person that brought to court one day like GhostTube as like legal documents?
I never heard about this before.
Meaning that I've honestly don't even remember seeing that disclaimer when I first downloaded GhostTube. I don't know how many years ago, and it's been on my phone since then. But I just downloaded GhostTube on my iPad just for this session because I use my phone for recording. And yeah, I thought that was wild that you actually have to click like a terms and servicement agreement that you understand. Like, that's actually hilarious.
Now here's the thing though. Y- I don't think any of you are going to see this coming, but I
What?
I actually have a lot of respect for GhostTube.
Really?
How so?
So I went on their website because GhostTube, we're kind of focusing now on like the apps that use like the word generations, just you're scanning around with your phone and a word pops up and oh, let me go try to assume what I think this means in context with what I'm talking about. So those are the types that we're talking about, but GhostTube has like a whole host. Like they have an SLS camera version that you can download for your phone. They have a
Mm-hmm.
standalone like EMF. They have all these other types
Yeah,
of
they
apps.
have SLX, Vox, Seer, I don't know what that is, and EVP.
Yeah, so all these different
Good
types of
amount.
apps, and not only do they have a bunch of apps, you think, oh, they're just cashing it in. They're just trying to get your money. Well, A, the apps are free. B, you go on their website, they have a bunch of real information, which
Oh,
was good.
what's the
So,
information?
so here's the thing. You go on whatever stupid ghost hunting tools app I got, and it's just like, you will see spirits, messages from beyond. No, you're not. Go on GhostTube, and what I'm about to read to you is a screenshot from their website. I think all of us will agree with everything they have listed here. And this is linked like in the description and everything.
Yeah.
Remember that just like any other paranormal tool, not every trigger is necessarily paranormal. Similar to other tools, our apps are influenced by environmental sensors in your device, like the magnetometer, accelerometer, gyroscope, etc. Which I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to pause and just say these are real things in your phone. Like your compass needs these things. You have them in your phone. It is interesting that things like an accelerometer could trigger this. Like if you move your phone really fast or you start walking faster,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the they're saying that's one of the things that triggers words. So that's just interesting. Um,
Hmm.
that could be why, as you get more frantic, the words tend to pop up more, as you
Mm-hmm.
It's
start
a
running out
good
of the cemetery. But
business way of
yeah.
doing it.
But anyways, they go on to say, our tools can be triggered by nearby magnetic fields, metals, electronics, sudden movements, and even fluctuations in the Earth's magnetic field. For this reason, we always encourage skepticism and offer serious investigators the following tips, regardless if you're using their tools or others. Always pair evidence on GhostTube with multiple tools and techniques rather than relying on a single tool like GhostTube. Understand how your tools work and consider objects and conditions in the environment that could be triggering the equipment, like they outlined, triggers and could affect GhostTube. Try to draw connections to documented fact and previous reports rather than assuming all output is a relevant response to your investigation. Never use the output of paranormal tools to make important life decisions or to cope with grief or loss.
Huh.
Oh no.
I
Did you
actually
expect all that out of GhostTube?
I did not expect that from GhostTube, no.
No,
But
I'm
I
proud
guess
of them for saying
yeah,
all
I
that
am
stuff
proud of
though.
them because I 100% agree. Like, yeah, GhostTube is fun to use sometimes, like pull it out and like, ooh, is there a ghost communicating with us? And especially if you're like doing ghost tours, sometimes it's like fun to pull out and because you're more than likely gonna have a voice come through.
Yeah.
But like, and yes, most of the time it isn't actually anything. But if you have, like they were saying, another piece of equipment that you can like collaborate and like use to verify that information that might be coming through GhostTube. Like we do that with our regular hunting, like ghost hunting equipment.
Yeah.
Like we
That's how
always
it
do like the
should
double
be.
method with like the
Yeah.
spirit box and the dowsing rods, or spirit box with EVP or cat balls. Like we always, whenever we are investigating, we always have multiple pieces of equipment to be able to um confirm or like be like, ah, that was just a fluke. So,
Yeah, so if you have a phone on you already, why not take it out to be a third piece to add to the
yeah,
equation? I
yeah.
mean, I don't agree with like the app I got where it's like all the jargon is like you're gonna find a ghost with this app and like they don't explain anything on what it's detecting
Mm-hmm.
at
Yeah.
all.
I
And
gonna
there's just like you're
look.
finding ghosts, you're finding ghosts.
Yeah.
You're not.
Mm-hmm. Did
Ghost Tube 100%.
yeah, did Ghost Radar say anything on
Yes,
theirs?
what about your app?
I'm
And
currently looking.
Yeah.
It
but
didn't
yeah,
say anything when I opened the app, but I'm gonna look in the like oh
it says good luck on mine. So good luck looking. Um no, but anyways, while you're looking for that, if if you are doing what GhostTube literally recommends and you just are cognizant and aware that you just moving fast could trip up the device and result in a random word that has no relation to anything supernatural or haunted, and
Mm-hmm.
you're aware that you are right next to a running refrigerator. That could trip up your phone to have a false. Like if you're aware of all these false positives and things that could cause a response, and you're just using it as a third or even a fourth or fifth tool during an active investigation, and you're not relying on the app to be your sole determination of the legitimacy of a haunting, what is wrong with that?
Yeah.
yeah. So I found it and it says Ghost Radar is the original application designed to detect paranormal activity. Ghost Radar attempts to detect paranormal activity by making various readings on the device. Traditionally, paranormal equipment can be easily fooled when simple, mundane bursts of normal energy occur. Ghost Radar sets itself apart by analyzing the reading and giving indication only when interesting patterns in the readings have been made. Please note we offer no guarantees of accuracy or any warranties. Therefore, since results from this application cannot be verified scientifically, the app should be used for entertainment purposes only.
Hmm.
I do call BS on that. Your this free app you downloaded is actively and quickly identifying patterns.
Well,
How is
that's why I'm
it
saying to use for
how
entertainment
yeah, but
purposes.
how is it finding patterns? Is it
I
tapping
don't know,
into
like they
like
don't
your
even say
audio
like what
to hear
patterns are
what
they
you're saying?
using? Yeah,
Or,
I don't
like
know.
because that's some of these some of these apps could be tapping into audio too. It's like how many times have you said something and then the app says it immediately after? It's like, I mean, it does that
Mhm.
too with like people joke your phone to listen to you because you say something and suddenly you see a Facebook ad for it. So the phones do listen. How much of that is um on the ghost apps?
I
I
mean,
don't know.
the
Can't rule
nice
it out.
thing about this is that it's not spitting out a bunch of words
Yeah,
constantly.
That's
that's
true.
fair.
I mean, mine hasn't really been either.
Yeah. Ever since that little burst from GhostTube, I haven't gotten another thing.
So
Yeah.
there was a big burst, which even then, if we were on a real investigation, we might have leaned into that a little more than we gave it credit for now,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember there was one time we were on an investigation. I believe it was at Pagoras Park,
I
if I'm
think
not
so.
mistaken.
Yep, in Bath, Michigan.
And we had out the spirit box. I had out ghost tube, and we had like a flashlight, and we felt there was something in front of us, and I kept getting words coming through ghost tube. I'm like, no, if you're going to communicate with us, stop using this and use the spirit box. And I turned it off, and then it started talking through the spirit box.
Interesting.
And then I got my shirt tugged on. And then I think our flashlight was dimming
Yep.
on and off. So like that was kind of more believable because I'm like, hey, stop using this, use that instead. And then it switched. It took some coaxing, but it did. Like it was definitely interesting because like
Yeah.
those two apps, they don't interact. Like as far as I can tell, as far as I don't know the technological side of stuff and how those two things may be able to interact. But
Are you talking
I
about
see,
that your phone and the spirit box?
yeah,
That
like
yeah, the spirit
they're
box is just a broken radio.
yeah.
You just
Whereas
sweep in the
GhostTube
radio.
is like going off of stuff. So like if you're getting stuff through GhostTube but nothing through Spirit Box, like it's likely not an entity. But if you're like, hey, stop using this and use that thing instead, and then things start coming through the Spirit
Hmm.
Box, then you're like, oh,
Yeah, because that's
maybe it is a
important.
thing.
Is you're identifying the order being the app, which is using way. If there's any real criticism for apps like GhostTube, is that it's using way too many things to detect for responses. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no way that if, and I keep going back to this because this is probably what's resulting in a lot of these responses. If you move too quickly, you don't
Mm-hmm.
know if that caused a response or if, you know, you walked by a refrigerator. You really don't know what is causing the
There could be
responses
so many
because there's
different
so
things.
many. Yeah, there's too many
That's,
things.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Unlike the spirit box, which it's literally a broken radio. It is not doing anything or picking up on anything. Just sweeping through the radio waves at whatever speed you set it to do so
Hmm.
in a broken manner. So you are is the thing that is picking up on all the million of things was going off and then stopped. The thing that is not picking up on things resumed and picked up the conversation. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting to me. If it was the other way around, I would probably say that you had the spirit box going and your phone
Mm-hmm.
probably tapped into the microphone
Yeah.
and heard what you were saying.
Yeah.
Spirit box doesn't tap into, there's no microphone, there's nothing in there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I personally just think a bunch of, I mean, all of the ghost hunting tools that are on your phone are just total BS. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. Even yours, Brianna. Like
Oh
I just
yeah.
like I don't believe it. I mean, I think if anything does mash up to anything, it's just coincidence,
It
Yeah.
honestly.
is. No, but that's the
I
thing.
mm-hmm.
It's not, they're being transparent and literally telling you that you're going to get responses because it's analyzing 5 million things. It's not
Yeah.
BS. It's
Yeah.
just
And that is probably
your
explains
brain.
why so many different things. like come up constantly on that
Mm-hmm.
specific app because of all the things that's detecting.
Yeah.
And your brain automatically wants to make connections to things. That's why like you're automatically like taking those words it's giving out and making connections to whatever else is just happening,
Mm-hmm.
investigation or whatever, or life. I don't
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
And if you get 100 responses that have nothing to do with your investigation, and you get one that's like a dead ringer for what you're saying, you're gonna focus on that
That
one
one.
Yeah.
and ignore that like statistically that's not even like
Mm-hmm.
cool or exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I always take any of the um like ghost hunting apps with a grain of salt. Like I don't think they are a good tool for investigating. If I'm somewhere and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have brought a ghost hunting tool. Like this place
Just take
seems
that
haunted
out.
as hell. Like, I'll pull out GhostTube just for funsies. Like, I went to a massively overcrowded antique barn like last summer, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had my dowsing rods because there's definitely something haunted here, and I can't
Mhm.
figure out what it is.
I remember you telling us about this.
And of course, the one time I didn't have my dowsing rods in my car, I'm like, I'm gonna just pull out GhostTube. But still couldn't figure it out because it's GhostTube. Um, So they are fun to have, but they're like the disclaimers say that entertainment purposes.
But
Entertainment.
Like, but
also, should you take everything designed to hunt ghosts? Like I'm not talking about like if you get an EVP on a recorder, like you catch an
mm-hmm,
apparition. Like if you're using a tool designed specifically to find ghosts, no matter what it is on your phone, or if
yeah,
you spend hundreds of dollars on, one of the websites,
like
shouldn't you
an
take all of them?
Oculus or
Yeah, like an
oh,
Oculus. Shouldn't you take all of them with a
absolutely.
grain of salt? Like the phone apps are as relevant, I'd say,
Mm-hmm.
as
Hmm.
credible as an Oculus.
Yeah.
I trust a phone app more than an Oculus because at least it has a whole page saying what it's doing
Mm-hmm.
and it's free.
Yeah.
People are
True.
buying Oculuses for hundreds, a whole month of rent, and there's
Yeah.
no information on what an Oculus is actually
That's
doing
true.
Yeah.
and what makes Oculus 5 different than 4.
Mm-hmm. What we gotta remember at the end of the day is all ghost hunting equipment is all theoretical. Like, do we actually know how to communicate with ghosts? Like, we can try like hell to do it, but we may not be communicating with anything, and our
And
tools may
yeah.
just be spitting out
And
random stuff.
I
So,
think the best way of communicating with ghosts or doing a paranormal investigation is using yourself, like using your guts and what you're feeling, like
mhm. But
instead
even
of
with that,
using.
it's not
It
even
just said
that's not 100.
self-esteem.
But even with that, like
That's
trusting
hilarious.
yourself, it's not gonna be 100% because you are
Yeah,
going to be influenced by the environment as well.
yeah, but
So
I just like,
I think it's most important
yeah,
to have one, multiple forms of a ghost hunting tool, whether that's dowsing rods and spirit box or EMF and like REM pod, ghost tube versus another item, whatever. If you have multiple items to investigate, to be able to validate responses over across multiple devices, that's more
Martin.
Martin,
Martin.
your phone said Martin?
Yeah. Sorry, keep going, Brianna.
But that's more convincing that you're actually collecting evidence, whereas you're just getting one response. And using yourself as a tool as well, like how is your body reacting to this certain scenario? I know I've talked about vibes before, like we've all experienced it. Um, but yeah, at
Oh,
the end of the day, like
wait,
the ghost hunting
that's just,
apps are what?
This is new.
What happened?
I don't know what this is, but it's the let's see if I can the spinning grid. You
Oh,
see the
you
red dot?
so
Oh,
on her app, there's like this little like literally as the name says, a radar, and there's this like green
Yeah.
spinny thing, and now
And
a
then
dot appeared.
there's a red dot that's just
It's getting
oh,
closer
it
to
appearing
just
you.
moved.
that's moving, and this is the first time it's going off. I don't know what this is. I thought this was
Oh, now there's
just to
two.
like
Oh, no,
It,
it's one.
is this like trying to say there's a ghost present?
I guess I don't know, but that's the first time it's showing the red dot. It hasn't been doing
Huh.
any of that lately.
So let's use this.
Interesting.
Let's use this to pivot, because we've been talking a lot about the word database apps, which I think we have exhausted that
Oh, two
conversation.
popped up. I'm
Now,
sorry.
now there's two on your radar.
There was two that just popped up
Okay,
randomly.
so that's a different, I guess, feature of your app is that now your phone can not only spit out
Hmm.
words based on for you an unknown, you know, set of conditions that is apparently analyzing the patterns for in the background. Now suddenly your app can tell you where in the room. I assume they're gonna say based on like your compass data or something,
Who
um,
knows? It doesn't specifically
where a
say.
ghost is around you. There are other apps on the phones, like we alluded to.
Mm-hmm.
There's an SOS version that Ghost 2 makes. There's other apps that uh, you can scan around with your phone. They kind of like point to where a ghost is, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in the camera and stuff. A lot of weird apps. I think the reason we focus on the word generation apps is because there's actual information on what they're detecting, and
Mm-hmm.
they is actually pretty clear on, they're detecting way too many things. Don't use this alone as the only device, and don't go down weird rabbit holes thinking every singular response is a ghost. The other things are just more cut and dry, like it's not actually doing that. Like the SOS, for example. We're gonna do a whole deep dive on SOS in the future, like the actual tool. But most phones don't have LiDAR or anything in them. So it's just using just like pattern recognition in the dark. You're in the dark and it's trained to know what in the camera just looks like a person. So that's why every time people use these phone apps of the SOS, they're, they're just getting figures in chairs or against a wall. That the pat like it
That
looks
is
like a
so
person.
true.
I saw someone.
Mm-hmm.
They go around to like every haunted location is a doll room.
Mm-hmm.
They go around and suddenly the doll is possessed because it's showing a figure on the
Possessed.
doll.
Yeah, I
It's
wonder why.
it's because your phone is not detecting anything. It's just trained on if it looks like it has two arms and two legs, it's gonna do a fig. You know what I'm saying? Like this is obvious.
Yeah.
Um.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if if someone uses like a iPhone SOS camera without like LiDAR or anything like that, or any sort of mapping tool, and is just literally just like it's gonna uh, anything that vaguely resembles a person show a figure.
Hmm.
The amount of false positives are insane, and nothing you get on an app has any merit. Same with that radar thing. It's just
It's
rant.
detecting, it's probably detecting absolutely nothing. It's probably just popping up randomly once in a while.
Yeah, at
What
best
if it
it's
was
random.
actually Jacques? You could never know. You never
Jocks and
Jocks?
know.
Annabelle.
Could be
We
Jacques
won't
or Annabelle,
know.
or even David.
Or David.
Mm.
We have lots of ghosts in this apartment.
David. It's been a while since we talked David.
Yeah. No,
Remind me.
but at best that radar is just random. At worst, it's like just tapping into something it's not telling it. Like if I guess this is my main thing with like that radar thing. If they were like Ghost Tube and they said, "Listen, we have this radar feature. We tap into all these things, like the compass. If you tilt your phone the wrong way, it could trigger it to think there's a ghost present." Like
Yeah.
if they said that, like what's the harm? But
Mm-hmm.
pretending and trying to say like you're catching ghosts, there are ghosts around.
Yeah.
Uh, No. These
Yeah.
apps aren't telling you there's ghosts.
These apps are telling you shit. Yeah, now I
Hmm.
just
What
got Atlantic.
at
Atlantic.
Atlantic? Okay. Uh,
Atlantic.
We were talking about maps earlier.
for a future episode, we we've been backlogging a bunch of these, so a future episode will discuss maps. Um,
In
but
Atlantic.
Anyways,
anyways, um, these apps aren't finding ghosts. At best, they are a great and free resource, especially for the beginner ghost hunter. If you
I
want an
no, I disagree with
you
that
don't want
actually.
you
I
wouldn't
disagree.
recommend you would you I guess that's a good question. Would you recommend that anyone download
I
like
recommend
GhostTube?
I would recommend if you are having a just trying to have a fun time and not necessarily like doing an actual ghost investigation, yeah, GhostTube
yeah,
might be the
go
thing
for
for
it.
you. Like if you're not taking it seriously. But if you are a beginner ghost hunter who's just getting into it and you're trying to find evidence, trying to
Like
learn,
generally
I
trying to be serious about it and
like
stuff.
GhostTube isn't where you should start.
No.
Not where you should start, but if you want like a fifth or sixth tool to have in the background,
Yeah.
that's the only
Yeah,
application
if
for it.
and even with
For a
that, like
beginner.
yeah. But even with that, like you to use GhostTube, I think you should understand like not everything's gonna come through. And I feel like a lot of beginners are gonna be like, oh my God, something came through here.
That is
It's a
fair.
ghost. So
Yeah.
like I would say new fresh ghost hunters don't use GhostTube. Like if you're just doing it for fun, you don't care. Like you're not posting it online. Like you're just doing it for funsies. Go for it.
But experienced ghost hunters don't use them either. So is it really for
Yeah.
anyone?
No, but here's the thing. Some people who are experienced ghost hunters do use some of these apps and
Hmm.
generally think they work.
Like yes, it is something to pull out sometimes in a ghost hunt that's like, oh, we're not getting a lot of activity because you can bet that something's going to come through on GhostTube. But also at the same time, if a newbie pulls it out and they get a whole bunch of activity, they're like, oh my God, this is a great app,
Yeah.
works so well, and they never get a different piece of equipment or never try to validate it with a different piece of equipment. They're never going to do that, and they're going to think everything that comes through is a ghost. That's why I'm like,
That's fair.
if you're serious
Yeah,
about ghost
exactly.
hunting, don't use GhostTube first. If you're
Mhm.
just doing
Yeah.
it for fun,
I
I think that makes a
whatever.
lot of sense. I think the user, it's not the app, it's the user. How is it
Yeah.
framed? How is it being
Mm-hmm.
used?
Mm-hmm.
Because the app isn't detecting anything. It's not BS. Actually,
Yeah.
it's detecting a lot of things. That's the problem. It's detecting too many things. So
Mm-hmm.
it's up to you. Andrew's app is claiming it has all these patterns and stuff. It doesn't. It's up to you to interpret the data effectively.
That's
And
Exactly.
I use the word data very loosely.
Yes. I think we've kind of hit the nail, hit the head on the nail. I'm not gonna try to say this again. It's the
Again,
new
I
year.
thought we left this in
We're
2025.
leaving that in
Um,
2025. Um,
so
I
we
think
we
we've really like beat the bush way too
beat the
much.
bush.
Hang on.
That's a new one. You
That's a
beat the
new one,
bush.
and I'm not gonna do
beat the
any
bush.
like
So what does that mean? Beat the
I don't
bush.
even know.
What kind of a bush are you beating? And how
Uh,
does one beat a bush?
there. I'm moving on.
I know what you're trying to say, Brianna, but
We've we've said the same things over and over and over again way too many times at this point, just in different manners.
But
Um,
it's important stuff. I mean, everyone is aware of these apps. I think we have varying degrees of comfort
mhm,
being exposed to usages of the apps.
yeah.
I think we all agree that the ones that are ghost radars and they tell you where in a room a
Mhm.
ghost is, and SOS cameras are just seeing
Yeah.
a doll
I
and
would
thinking it's a
say
ghost. They're all BS.
the one thing is with this with talking about this today is I actually am coming out of this with more respect for GhostTube than I had
Exactly.
before.
yeah,
Same. That was my
same, same.
takeaway. Now, how many people actually read that?
Probably
That's
Uh,
not a lot,
I mean,
honestly.
I didn't even read the description when I downloaded.
Well,
So,
I hesitate to say like you're part of the problem, but people should people should know what they're using. I think that's the issue that beginners you've done paranormal stuff for
yeah.
collectively 30 years. We've done paranormal.
I hate when
So
you use that.
it's a joke. It's a bit. Are you not a November fan?
No, I'm kidding. I am. I'm one
Yeah.
of the OGs.
Yeah. So anyways, you know now to like look that stuff up, but like 8 years ago, would any of us have known to even or cared? I think
No.
that's so. I don't really know where we all landed on if we would ever recommend an app like GhostTube to anyone. I actually don't know if it has a place in the paranormal. I have respect now for GhostTube, and uh, we'll just leave it up to the user to decide.
Hmm.
Um, I
Here's all
think
the
that
information. Go off on your own, little ducklings.
I think that's the only place that can
Yes.
land. This is a tool where it's up to the user to interpret the data and use it wisely. So it's up to them to determine if it works for them.
We shared our opinions. Now you can form your own.
I will say the best thing you can do though, and we'll leave it on an optimistic note. The best thing if you want to use your phone for ghost hunting, I think we'll all agree on this part. The best thing you can use it for, just take out the voice memo and do an EVP. 'Cause
Yes.
that's not an app made for ghost hunting. You
Hmm.
might actually catch a voice that is not your own. Ooh. Martin?
Martin, are you here?
My ghost tube hasn't said
It
another
hasn't
thing.
said. That's actually kind of funny to me.
Ah.
Like you had like a religious
Martin in an
reckoning.
Atlantic.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, Angela's Martin Atlanta. Okay, who
Ben,
cares?
wait, did
Did
yours
yours say
say any?
anything, Ben?
Yeah, it said self-esteem that one time.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yes. That's right. Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
that was funny.
but
Okay.
yeah, Brianna's religious reckoning at the beginning. Okay. If you need any help or counseling or anything, or an
Um,
exorcism.
I
you
think
know
I'm
what to
good.
use, the apps.
Yeah, I don't think you can use the apps for that sort of stuff.
There actually is an app.
Ghost hunting therapy.
Shit, what's ghost hunting therapy? No, but what were the exorcism? It can detect foul smells from a mile away. Inhuman strength. You might need an
Uh,
exorcism.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, are we done?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Paranormal Lens. If you liked what you heard, every 5-star rating and positive review tells the algorithms we're a worthy podcast and pushes us out to more listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you next Thursday for another paranormal deep dive.